There is a man on the world scene today that all of us are very familiar with here in the United States of America, William Jefferson Clinton. He is probably the most powerful man on earth right now. He is dominating the world like very few world leaders ever have. He is the first man to actually preside over the world with a single superpower. He has presided over the world with the dissolution of the Soviet Union, and he has pretty much done as he has willed to do. Let's take a look at him. Could he be the confirmer of the covenant concerning Jerusalem? Have you seen the picture? Rabin shaking hands with Arafat, and guess who's there pulling them together? President Clinton. Certainly, he could be the confirmer of the covenant. Could he yet arise among 10 kings, displacing 3? This one appears very difficult. The only possible way that could happen is if there were 10 world regions, and perhaps some way that could occur. But that doesn't seem likely, because the 10-nation union in Daniel 7 was separate of itself before it merged with the rest of the powers of the world to create the combined beast in Revelation chapter number 13. So it seems very difficult, the possibility that he would rise to power. He either will have to do it within the next year when he loses power, or else he would have to find a new power base to do this from. It does seem quite unlikely. Could he rule ever over a revived Holy Roman Empire? If he ruled it, it probably would not be very holy. Because, pardon me for saying that, but it is the truth. The Bible does say that the Antichrist will be a vile person. We've never had a more vile person in our White House, and really I don't like to say that lightly. I say it with a heavy heart. But we have never had a more vile person in our White House that I've ever known about. Of course, things are more public these days as well. But it seems very unlikely that he would rule a revived Holy Roman Empire. Would he be comfortable blending into a world government? You better believe it. He loves to throw around the term, the international community says this and that. Does he see himself as a peacemaker? You're getting ready to see the strongest effort ever by a U.S. president to bring peace to the Middle East. He wants to be remembered as the president that brought peace to the Middle East, not as the president that had an affair with Monica Lewinsky. He wants to be remembered as Mr. Peacemaker. You will watch that happen over the next few months. So certainly he would qualify as a great peacemaker. Does he have a close relationship with a dominant world religious leader? To our knowledge, he does not. Could he stand in the third temple claiming to be the Messiah? That is possible. Doesn't seem probable, but possible. Does Clinton have the capacity to persecute those that might oppose him? We can't predict that at this time. Perhaps you should ask Mr. Milosevic that question. Would he change times and laws? Clinton has already said that leaders must be change agents. So certainly he would be ready and willing to change times and laws, already done that. Does he favor limiting the size of families? Clinton has openly endorsed the 2-child family. He has even said that 1 child is even better than 2. He is for population control to the maximum, as we have seen laws passed under his administration making it a crime to picket abortion clinics. So he definitely would be willing to enforce population control and disregard the desire of women. Does his name equal 666? I personally have found no credible way that the name William Jefferson Clinton equals 666. I have been sent things to indicate that, but none of them make logical sense to me. Prince Charles of Wales, could he play a role in the settlement of the status of Jerusalem? Possibly, but we know of no credible evidence that really would make that possible at the present time. Could he arise to power among 10 kings? The only way he could is if the European Union countries would reduce the number in their union. If it reduced down to 10 countries, then yes, he could arise among 10 kings. Again, that's not very likely. Does he come from a country that was formerly a part of the Holy Roman Empire? Yes, absolutely. Great Britain was an integral part of the Holy Roman Empire. Does Prince Charles favor world government? He absolutely favors one world government, and he is a player in that one world government. Could he use peace to destroy those who oppose him? He has no track record in this area. We can't say whether he could or whether he would not. Would he have papal support for his rise to power? It's doubtful. He is not a Catholic. He is a Protestant. He has not been known for his morality any more than Bill Clinton has. Consequently, it seems quite unlikely that he would have the support of the papacy. Does he have strong influence in Israel? Not at this time, as far as we know. But would he change times and laws? Almost certainly, since he has strong New Age tendencies. The reports are that he is a very prominent New Ager. So he would most likely be very willing to change times and laws. Does he favor strong population control? I don't have documentation, but most probably he would favor that as well. Does his name equal 666? I know that there is a very famous book out that contends that his name does in fact equate to 666. However, in my opinion, there's a fatal flaw in that calculation, because the only way they make it work is to say that the last four letters of English do not have a Hebrew equivalent, and therefore we must give them the value of 0. They don't give any other letters the value of 0 except those last four letters, and the reason they thought that up is because that's what they needed in order to make it equal 666. So they manipulated the evidence to make their case. I'm very uncomfortable with that. I don't think that's reliable, and therefore I do not believe that his name equals 666.